I'm speaking to you still from New York City. It's a little after 9:25 in the morning. It is Sunday, I think today. No, Saturday. Today is Saturday. And I think July 1. Remember, time is a concept, so not to worry about it. But the question today on our discussion board at discoveringyourcosmicself.com, today's question has to do with the next stage of human evolution and how we can collectively take that evolutionary leap. The questions are coming in from readers who are reading You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self, and Why It Matters. And right now here on my email is the question from Robin. It's a long question, so maybe I will not read the whole question because I want to get to the answer as quickly as possible. So Robin says, Dear Deepak and Menas, I'm reading this chapter about design with interest. As a student steeped in the work, invention, design, and thinking of Leonardo da Vinci, the maestro's Vitruvian Man was indeed a clue to find perfection in nature through the human body. His squaring the circle around the universal man was a brilliant solution that sages from the time of Vitruvius had failed to find. Thus, geometry becomes sacred geometry, connecting man to the eternal. Similarly, the Harmonia Mundi, Kepler's euphoric declaration that the angels sing through the harmonies of the world and the world's harmonies on discovering planetary motion, are also part of that harmony. As you suggest, ultimately the search for perfection and beauty is not just the domain of poets and painters, but of science and also of scientists and sages, citizens and saints. It seems like it is a yearning of humankind to find what is God-like in us and our world. But we, as a world, are so out of harmony with the music of the angels, or the better angels of our nature. And so at the behavioral level, I'm curious to know whether you think humans also seek to emulate or act out the instructions of God consciousness, oneness, Ein Sof. As modulations of consciousness in human form, we act out impulses based on our conditioning and programming, or what Deepak calls karma. Before conditioning, before time, before we are the descendants of ancestors who experienced trauma, war, displacement, and also beauty, love, pleasure, don't some of these instructions derive from the universal consciousness itself? Have these patterns in Homo sapiens been overwritten or hacked through eons of evolution so they no longer reflect our cosmic origins? And are we so disconnected from the original programming of our divinity that we are sowing the seeds of our own destruction? This seems like a pessimistic view of how we are currently playing out our programming in our world, and I'm not a pessimist, but I can't help but see the patterns of destruction that are the fore of our world right now. It seems to me that we are at a juncture where we can either somehow engineer in ourselves an enormous evolutionary leap forward, or destroy humanity in hopes that human 2.0, I call it the meta-human, or some other next generation form may arise in Harmonia Mundi to advance our place in oneness with all that is. May the growing consciousness that we are the universe, maybe the growing consciousness that we are the universe is enough, fast enough also, viral enough, so that that message can save our place here. The growing consciousness that we are the universe should be enough. Yes, I can see that the time is now for such an evolution in consciousness. And if there are enough of us here and in the non-local universe who understand that we have agency, can we make that leap together? And she then says, I almost typed angelcy instead of agency. Okay, so Robin, first of all, everything you say is right on target. Human beings aspire to perfection, and God actually is our highest instinct to know our own perfection. I'll repeat, God is our highest instinct to seek perfection, perfect expression of the symphony of the spheres, of the harmonia mundi, as you call it. But so that's one thing that I totally agree with you. Feroz, Firdos, Firdu, and 15 others just shared your video. Thank you. I appreciate your sharing. Appreciate our getting together here every day to continue this conversation. And perhaps this conversation can lead to a critical mass so we can all move in the direction of healing from intense inflammation that is now the chief characteristic of our planet. Let's go back to Robin's question. We have also sowed the seeds of destruction of our species right now. And I think it's obvious, nobody would argue, except a few fundamentalists, that climate change is a big threat, and with that, climate refugees and violence and new diseases and epidemics, but also social and economic injustice and poverty are not good for the well-being of the human species, nor is exploitation of children, the prejudice against women, racism, bigotry, hatred, war, trauma, terrorism. All this is threatening our planet right now. So we have definitely created this as a collective consciousness. Humans have created this scenario where we are now at a fork in the road. On one side is extinction of the human species, and on the other side is the next leap in the evolution of Homo sapiens from human to metahuman. I think we are poised at this fork in the road. Extinction or the next leap in human evolution. So of course it all depends on us. If we go extinct, consciousness, universal consciousness will say that was a good experiment. The human species was a good experiment, a good idea. It didn't work, so not a big deal as far as universal consciousness. Let's try something else. Dinosaurs didn't work either, and maybe the humans also didn't work. So let's keep experimenting till we get the perfect human, which will not even be a human, but the meta-human, the meta-human. Is it possible? I think it is, and what you said, Robin, which struck me, is that this knowledge that we are the universe is enough, but it has to be fast enough and viral enough as a message so we can save our place here on this planet and actually even explore the seas of both inner space and outer space, to carve a destiny as cosmic beings and stardust beings, seeding different planets and even galaxies, all within the scope of human imagination and ultimately the technology that emerges from human imagination. Let us choose the meta-human. The meta-human is poised to take the leap between disconnect and inseparability. That's what it is. Only one insight is necessary, by the way. Only one insight that can shift you into sudden awakening. And what is that one insight? That one insight is the answer to the question, who am I? Okay, one insight, who am I? So normally when we say, who am I? Everyone thinks that who I am is a body-mind. And that's the prison. That's the prison. Because the body-mind is not the container of awareness. The body-mind is an experience in awareness. Just remember that. Only one thing. The body-mind is not the container of awareness, but an experience in awareness. So the body-mind could not be who am I. I am the awareness in which the body-mind is an experience. Moreover, the body-mind is a concept for the experience of thought. It's a concept for because we experience thought in this body-mind, right? It's an experience. The body-mind is a concept not only for the experience that we call thought, but the experience that we call feelings and emotions, and the experience that we call sensations and sense perceptions. As such, the body-mind is an intermittent and at the same time a ceaseless activity of awareness vibrating as body-mind, and of course the universe that goes along with that particular body-mind. That one insight, who am I, is not here. Who am I is the awareness in which this and all this and everything that you behold is an experience, and that experience is actually the awareness itself vibrating and modulating itself as the body-mind universe experience. But all it is excitations of awareness itself. And left to itself, it evolves in the direction of perfection, oneness, harmony, in the direction of the universal divine intelligence that we call God, Ein Sof, Allah, the ineffable awareness in which the entire universe and your body are right this moment appearing and in fact disappearing, appearing, arising and subsiding in awareness, and left alone it evolves in the direction of perception. But human beings took an evolutionary leap when we separated ourselves from other species with our knowledge of self-awareness. Two things happened. One, it was in a sense a fall from grace, what we call the story of separation, the knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden metaphor. Of course, that knowledge has two things. One is it gave us access. The awareness itself gave us access to manipulate and navigate our experiences through choices. And one of the choices we did make consciously or unconsciously as human beings is we separated ourselves from that which we call the universe. The seer separated from the scenery, the knower separated from the knowledge, the observer separated from that which we call the observed. And because we separated from that of which we are an activity, we also sowed the seeds of fear and anxiety and anger and mistrust and inflammation of our body mind, and then inflaming the whole universe, the whole planet, with that inflamed consciousness that sprang out from separation. And so we are now at the place where we have become the victorious species that is also the victorious predator. A permanently victorious species risks its own extinction. And so we have reached that fork in the road, but we also realize right now that we have the ability, actually, through the choices we make and through the being that we really are, the understanding that one insight, who am I? Who am I? Okay. The body-mind is not the container of I. The body-mind is an experience in I. The body-mind is not even the container of experience. It is just an experience itself in I, in awareness. The only I is awareness, which is spontaneously evolving, self-regulating, self-organizing in the direction of beauty, harmony, truth, goodness, joy. So just that one insight, remember. The body-mind is not the container of experience. It is an experience in awareness. The body-mind is not even the container of awareness. It is an experience in awareness. Awareness is modulating itself as experience. And we just have to let it be. If we let it be, then we evolve to meta-human. What is meta-human? Meta-human is the next stage in human evolution, where we will not only experience ourselves, and we can do that right now by shifting to the awareness in which body, mind, and universe are modulations of awareness. We can do that right now to instantly awaken to who am I. That is the key to meta-human. The meta-human is non-local being, which we are. We are non-local beings with the illusion of locality, which brings a lot of joy and also brings about the eternal game that we say of play, of hide and seek. Divine inside us, the divine in you, the divine in me, hides itself to seek itself. And hide and seek is an interesting experience, an interesting game. You want to be found out, but you also don't want to be found out. So the divine in you wants to know itself, but also wants to not know itself, because it wants to enjoy the play of separation and then going back into unity through the experience of love and compassion, differentiation, and then back into unity, differentiation, back into unity. So that's the play. So just know that you're like a person watching a movie, and sometimes the movie is good, sometimes it's bad, and when it's scary you can just pinch yourself and say it's just a movie. And so too, the experiences we have every day in life have all these scenes, tragic scenes, good scenes, bad scenes, heroes, villains, sinners, saints, divine, diabolical. Just pinch yourself and remember that this is all a projection of our collective consciousness, and it's the movie we have projected in the three-dimensional world of space-time and causality. But each one of us is capable of waking up, pinching yourself right now and saying, this is not the container of experience, this is a projection as experience, and I am awake to what is. I am awake to what is without resistance, without regrets, without anticipation. I'm awake to what is right now. I'm awake to non-local being, and that non-local being has meta-perception, meta-cognition. Meta-perception is non-local perception. Meta-cognition is intuition, insight, and imagination that takes the next evolutionary leap into new contexts, new meanings, new relationships, new archetypal themes and motifs, and new stories that emerge from the recognition that I is not a body-mind. I is that in which the body-mind and universe are experiences, usually shaped by the conditioned self, but on awakening, giving me non-local perception, non-local cognition, non-local correlation, non-local synchronicity, non-local evolution in the direction of beauty, harmony, truth, goodness, joy. Meta-human, richness of sensory experience in this moment. Richness of sensory experience in this moment. Effortless spontaneity and creativity and love and joy in this moment. Loss of separate self in this moment. Knowing yourself as a timeless being now. Now is not a moment in time. So you are not in time. Leticia Castillo and 29 others sharing this video. Thank you so much. So going back to that, meta-perception, metacognition, non-local experiences, even if we dare to say psychic experiences, precognition, prophecy, remembrance of other times, but knowing ourselves, this moment as moving in joy with effortless spontaneity, effortless creativity, effortless imagination, effortless love, effortless expression, as poetry, as music, as truth, as behavior, as action, as science, and even using technology to jump. It's jump time. Richness of experience, effortless spontaneity, timelessness, loss of ego self. And you do not even have to fight your ego, because fighting the ego is also a melodrama of the ego. You just have to observe it as constriction of experience in body, mind, and in awareness. Anytime awareness is constricted, ego is overshadowing awareness, that's all. And just observe your ego in the same way as you observe a sensation. See it arising and subsiding according to situations, circumstances, events, people, relationships. Let it go. Let it go. And that's all you have to do. Let go and flow. So let's do it. Let's evolve into the next into the next generation of human species, the meta-human. I'm going to work with you to get to this stage together with joy. And if it happens, a new world, a new experience of the universe will be born. And if it doesn't happen, then the cosmic mind had other plans, and we still let go and flow. Yes, Shane Marie Hall, we let go and we flow. A lot of people are saying effortlessness is the key. That's right, your body operates effortlessly all the time. It's regulating its blood pressure, heart rate, immune function, hormones. Every cell in the body is in harmony with every other cell, and your body is tracking the movement of stars as its own biological rhythms. You are the symphony of the universe, as am I, as are we all. We just forget sometimes. So it's not a struggling to learn, it's just the simplicity of remembrance that we need. Take care.